255,000 new jobs created last month. To discuss all of this, joining us, Andy Puzder, Governor Mike Huckabee, along with Ashley Webster and Elizabeth MacDonald. Liz, I want to go to you first because I want you to tell me how many were service sector jobs. Very important.
The majority, 201,000, 9,000 manufacturing jobs. Manufacturing still flat. In terms of growth. That's because the service sector jobs are lower paying. They're restaurants, hotels. Not that they're bad jobs. They're just lower paying than manufacturing. Right. Wage growth 0.3% month on month. It's still flat.
It's better, put it like that.
Wage growth 0.13.
The real job growth was in the service sector. That's retail jobs, that's hotel, hospitality, that kind of thing.
That's right.
Andy Puzder, I've said that this jobs report is solid. I'll go that far. Now we hear that the vast majority of the new jobs created were the kind of jobs that you have in your restaurant chains. I hate to say it, not terribly well paid. What do you say?
Well, you can say the jobs report is solid, but look, we added 255,000 jobs. We also added 225,000 people to the employable population, which is why the labor participation rate now for the 28th month in a row has been under 63%. It hasn't been 63% since Carter was president.
Now,
so if you look at it relative to other jobs reports, it looks better.
What's the significance of that very low participation rate? I don't think a lot of people really understand the significance of it. What does it mean to you?
Well, when the labor participation rate is low, it drives the unemployment rate, the official rate, down, because you have fewer people in the labor force, so you need fewer jobs to employ them. Now, the real unemployment rate that you referred to, the U6 rate, is at 9.7%, which I think is a lot closer to reality, because if labor participation were today where it was when President Obama took office, or where it was when the recession ended in June of 2009, when it was at 65.7%, if it was at that, it was 65.7% today, the unemployment rate would be 9.2%. So I think people are really experiencing that 9% rate, not this 4.9% rate.
That's why we feel a degree of misery on the ground floor, boots on the ground, so to speak. Governor, I call it a solid jobs report. It's just a one-month deal. I don't think it means that we've got a rebounding, vigorous economy.
Well, we still don't have any economic growth. And without growth, we just don't have an economy that's going to be working for people. 4% economic growth means we fully fund Social Security and Medicare. We start building labor force. We start building wages again. We're not doing that. We haven't done it in really all the time that Obama's been in office. The jobs numbers are only good if you look at them in an abstract. But if you look at them in the context of what we need to be doing to really help people in the middle class get up and be on their feet, we're a long way from where that needs to be.
Now, I want you to look at this new report. It's from the conservative group. It's called the American Action Forum. And its study says, Hillary Clinton's economic plan would raise taxes $1.3 trillion. Okay, that's over 10 years. And it would still have a $2.2 trillion shortfall in paying for that policy agenda.
Plus $3.5 trillion in new spending.
We didn't get to that. So $1.3 trillion new taxes, $3.5 trillion new spending. What do you make of all of this, Governor?
It's like the kind of budget a teenager would come up with. Give me all, I want a new car, but I don't want to really have to pay for it. This is crazy. And what I don't understand is, why is the media letting her get away with this?
Exactly. You'd hear no mention of this.
Nothing about this. And this is huge. When you're going to raise taxes on people that much, that means a lot of people are going to cut back on the jobs. You're not going to have good jobs numbers, because if you're in business and you've got to pay more in tax, it's got to come from somewhere.
Andy Puzder, you're in business. If Hillary is the President of the United States and you have to pay these taxes, what impact on your line of business?
Well, her whole economic plan is going to have a terrible impact on our business and every other business. She wants to increase taxes. She wants to punish companies that try and reduce their taxes. So all of that discourages investment, which we need for, as Governor Huckabee referred to, we need that for growth. And then on the job side, she wants to require that corporations share more profits with employees, that she artificially raised the wage through big minimum wage increases, and to increase workplace benefits, all of which makes employing people more expensive. So if you're discouraging businesses from investing and you're discouraging them from hiring employees, you're not going to have economic growth, and you're not going to create the kind of jobs that working class and middle class people need. So her whole plan is a disaster.
I wish we heard more about it. All right, Andy Puzder, thank you very much for joining us, sir. We appreciate it. Now, I want to get to some